Hello. 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 How is everyone doing? Sorry for the delay. I am back here. I am back. And hello! Welcome everybody to another great episode of the Sweet Lou Special. Hey, sorry for the delay there. Things got a little bit wacky there with YouTube. But you know what? Hey, we are live. We're on. And we're going to give you guys the updates on what is going on. So, let's get started. Alright, where do we begin? So much going on today. So much going on. So craziness. Oh boy. Alright, hey, so we'll give everyone a brand new episode of the Sweet Lou Special. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone had a great Monday. Even better weekend, I hope. Another day closer to Friday. Hey, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to everyone that has been liking my page, has been supporting me, has been enjoying everything that I've been putting out. Thank you very much. And again, I apologize for being roughly about 20 minutes late. That's my fault. Everything's a little bit hectic here. But hey, you know what? I'm never going to fail to give you guys the content that you are hungry for. I hope so. At least. Okay. And hey, if you haven't started following me on Facebook, I am at the Sweet Lou Special. All the information is at the bottom in the description. And also my Instagram account at SweetLou777. That's at SweetLou777. Now, I'm trying to put in as much effort as I can to help this small community grow and to make it a place where people can share their thoughts, their ideas, and opinions. And I really wholeheartedly appreciate all the love that I'm getting from everyone out there. You know, we're growing slow but steady, and I hope to make it a very fun experience for everyone. And I want to give a special shout out to my great friend Elias Ibe. He's the owner of the Eli Gallery. You can find his information at the Eli Gallery with a couple underscores in there on the Instagram. Find him on there. Check out his stuff, man. He's got some great photography. He's got some great photos up there, man. He came over here on Sunday, and he took some awesome photos for me, and I really appreciate it very much, and everything that he's done. And again, you know, I'm working on setting up the background here so we can give it a more good view for everyone here so they don't have to look at all the whiteboard and all that other stuff. But hey, you know what? It's all about the content, right? At least I like to think so. All right, so you can also find like I said, Instagram page info there at the bottom in the description. Hey, and so let's start Tuesday off with a bang, I guess. You know, so let's get started. Let's get going. All right, so first off, I want to start off with this show's going to be in a kind of a somber tone. It's kind of upsetting to hear this. Terrible news that comes from the near 18-year-long war in Afghanistan. Now, last night it was reported that 3 service members were killed in an IED blast outside of Bagram Air Field. One contractor was injured. The initial report said that he was killed, but they had to retract that and say that no, he's still alive. The ones that were killed were 2 soldiers and 1 Marine. And very sad news. You know, quite. You know, this is still happening in a conflict that has been going on for a long time. You know, and it seems that it's not slowing down by any means. One of the individuals that was killed was a man, and that's who I'm dedicating the photograph to today. It's Christopher Slutman, a 15-year firefighter veteran of New York City, who had left behind a wife and 3 daughters. Now, this kind of news, it really saddens me to the core. It is very sad, very unfortunate, and we get news periodically every once in a while. Service members getting killed in Jordan. I mean, not in Jordan, but in Niger, and parts of Africa, Middle East. And it's very unfortunate, and it's terrible to hear that brave service members like these people, gave the ultimate sacrifice in a war that has taken too long to accomplish the mission. And every time when it seems that we're getting a step ahead and we're getting knocked back too, and it's unfortunate because this is in the middle of alleged peace talks of trying to solve the issue in Afghanistan and try to pull out U.S. forces out of the country. And then something like this occurs. And we're wondering, where are we at this situation right now when it comes to this war? Are we really winning? Why is it taking it so long? It makes us wonder. So much money has been put into this war in Afghanistan. I've been there. I have been there, and it's it's a different world for one thing. And the country of Afghanistan has a strong, and very lucrative history to it of warriors, fighters. The Russians couldn't get them, and we've been in the country for almost 20 years. And we're doing everything that we can so that we can transfer the power of the government and give them the control and let them fight the Taliban instead of having us, and believe that they don't want us to really go, and so we always want to have our influence there. But we are seeing that, and we are living in a time where the media wants to cover terrible acts of certain individuals that are sick and evil, and they want to just blow it out of proportion and start putting the blame on others, and really glorifying evil acts that goes on in this world. But when in reality, these brave people, deserve our respect, love, and recognition for what they have done. We are seeing our elected officials give more effort into trying to probe into the president's tax returns rather than trying to pull their heads out of the third points of contact and come up with a solution, a resolution to this war in Afghanistan. Now, got it, and granted that the numbers are nowhere not comparable at all to the previous wars that the United States have been in, but still, 3 is 3 too many. 4,000 is 4,000 too many. These politicians, their priorities are severely messed up, and that these soldiers and this Marine need to be honored. So how many more Americans then need to die before something needs to be done for this country? They are not only dying for our country, but they are dying for Afghanistan as well. The unfortunate thing is that in America, we seem to feel like we have a lot of patriotism for the red, white, and blue, and that is true. There's a lot of great patriots. However, patriotism doesn't really exist very much over there in Afghanistan. They don't take pride as much as some other people in other countries do. And so it seems like you put in a lot of effort to train these individuals to fight for their country when they just do it half-assed. And so, the politicians, they want to give freedom of unvetted entrance into the United States for illegal immigrants. And they want to give them the right to vote in our American elections. But we have to be condemned by the same Democrats if we say that those service members are in our thoughts and prayers. I hope that I have others that agree with me in this situation in Afghanistan. It's taken far too long. and in order to accomplish the mission. Now, it has claimed 3 more brave and beloved lives. And just think about it. And out there's 3 little girls, daughters, who will never see their father again. While we have this political party pissing contest of the Democrats trying to take control, Republicans don't want to give up control. We all put these people, brave warriors, into the side. Now, this kind of news should shock the people of the United States, and it will for some. But it won't in the same way as celebrity news or some other bullshit that goes on in the country. And if it offends you that I say that these brave warriors and their families are in my thoughts and prayers, then grow the fuck up. Because God bless to them, their families, and forever will they be remembered among the other brave warriors that fought and died for all of us, our country, and to bring peace to the world. To Valhalla, brothers. Anyway, so let's move on. Okay, so now on to some little bit of lighter news. All right, this is something I kind of wanted to share with everyone. I thought it was kind of a very interesting post that I saw yesterday, and I just wanted to go through and kind of read it off to you guys. Someone come up with this conspiracy theory about time travel and the Trump family. And I thought it was quite interesting. And let me see if I can get... All right, there we go. Let me see. We're going to read through the entire thing. That way you can see what you guys think. And all right, so someone had posted this. Apparently, there is a book out there written in 1893, and I can't really see the author's name, but there's the picture of it right there. And so it is called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. I'd like to put on my Alex Jones hat here for this one because I think it's quite humorous. And so the book was written in 1893. Kind of interesting title, you know, kind of a unique name to it, Baron Trump, you know, similar to...
It is called Baron Trump's Marvelous...
you know, to the son of President Trump. Anyway, so, look at the title, you know, some misspelling there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Next one, all right, the book is about a boy named Baron Trump who found a secret portal and time traveled. But that's not the crazy part, now wait for it. So, apparent, you know, there's Baron Trump. Obviously, the difference is the name. First names are spelled differently. We all know that his son's named Baron, but this is kind of an odd thing. They said he claims that there's a resemblance between the drawing and Baron Trump. I don't know. I don't find it. I don't see it. Maybe it's just full of shit. All right, and then in the book, Baron Trump had a mentor he looked up to, and guess what? His name was Don. Supposed to be like Donald Trump, of course, and all the stuff took place in Russia, allegedly, in the book. Never read the book, but it's something I'm probably going to look up. Be interesting to see. You know, it shows Melania Trump, you know, born in Slovenia, you know, part of the Soviet Union back then when she was born. Oh, what else did it say back there? Yeah, Baron Trump, children, whatever. We all know that. Oh, that's his name. By Ingersoll Lockwood. All right, 1900. This is book titled, or The Last President. All right, 4 years after, or 3 years after, in 1896, the same author writes the sequel to the book, but calls it The Last President. And in this book, it's supposed to be about a man who lives in New York on Fifth Avenue. Supposedly ran for president, wasn't expected to win. Obviously, we know where this is going right now. Oh yeah, here's the fact check right there. That'd be interesting. On Fifth Avenue, New York. That's where Trump Tower is. In the book, when he wanted to surprise everyone, and the people started rioting and protesting after his inauguration, he started signing executive orders, but it's more. This is supposed to be in reference to what happened in Chicago at the Trump Tower, how shit went crazy out there, and so on and so forth. The book was written 124 years ago, but anyways, after his inauguration, he started picking people for his cabinet, and guess who was one of the people? Laughlin Pence, Secretary of Agriculture, written right in there in the text, of Colorado. Wow. Mike Pence, yep. I cannot make this shit up, he says. Y'all could go read the books for yourself, but I'm not done yet. Now this is where he's going to get into this conspiracy theory of Nikola Tesla claiming that he had built a time machine and traveled back in the future, but he died of a blood clot before he can actually show it. Anyway, in 1943, one of the most famous inventors, Tesla, died from a blood clot. Before his death, he claimed he had built a time machine and used it to travel back in time and in the future. Keep reading. After he died, the United States government took all of his inventions and notes the name of the office that seized all of his work as the Office of Alien Property. After they looked through it, they passed it to the FBI. Boom, he looks it up. The Office of Alien Property was during World War I and World War II, seizing enemy property. Just so you know, that's a real government office, but keep reading, it gets crazier. After they gave up on trying to figure his inventions out, they hired an outside engineer who can understand the work of Nikola Tesla. And guess who this dude was? Boom, John G. Trump. This guy's going to claim that John Trump is his grandfather. It's not the case. It's his father's brother, so it's his uncle. So don't get confused with that. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I want to look this shit up right now myself, to be honest with you. All right, John Trump is Donald Trump's grandfather. No, he's not. He's wrong. His uncle, not grandfather. After studying the time machines noted in the inventions of Nikola Tesla, he told the government he didn't find anything. Could he have lied to keep the invention to himself and out of the hands of the government? Keep reading. I like these comments, man. John Trump was Donald Trump's uncle, not his grandfather. That's his uncle. That's his uncle. That's not his grandfather. That's his uncle. You know, fucking like 40 damn comments of, that's his uncle. Okay, we get it. You know, people take the time to read the other comments so you don't have to keep repeating the same shit over and over. I'm like this one, man. Hello, McFly. Oh, yeah, uncle, not grandfather. Uncle. Marty. Incorrect. People are ruthless. Fun fact, Donald Trump's mama's name is Mary and his father's middle name is Christ. And he was born on the night of a total lunar eclipse. You've gone too far. The wheels are coming off the cart. Worst eclipse ever. Worst. That's pretty funny. So Trump is Jesus? Mary Ann McLeod and Frederick Christ Trump. Yeah, no. We're all getting trolled so fucking hard, but keep reading. Yeah, no shit. If you look at the last image, John Trump was President Trump's uncle. Not, God damn it. You know, even, again, got it. All right. If you read the Old Testament, Mary had two sons. One was Jesus and the other one was Antichrist. Okay, whatever. Some of these. I should have been reading these before. All right, Mary Ann McLeod Trump. Mother from the Isle of Lewis, I believe, in Scotland. And she's a Highlander, too. And then Frederick Christ Trump. You said that John Trump was the president's grandfather. Here we go with this bullshit again, man. They won't let it go. Every page. It's his uncle, not his damn grandfather. Dumbass. first thought I got out of this was, so his father was an immigrant. Interesting. No, he wasn't. Anyway, moving on. And then it says Donald Trump, June 14th, 1946, Jamaica Hospital. I think this is more of the date. A friend's grandmother was Aura, her husband. Oh, come on, people say no to drugs. Anyone else realize to say he was born in Jamaica? How is he president? Don't you have to be born in the U.S. to be president? Jamaica Hospital Medical Center, New York City, New York. Oh. Don't you have to be born in America? He was born in Jamaica. Get the fuck out of here, man. Some people, dude, I love these comments. I probably should do this shit more often. Some of these people's comments. Let's go back. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Oh, fuck. June 14th and 15th, 1946, total lunar eclipse. Whoa. Is Donald Trump a time traveler? Question mark. Pieces of evidence such as Donald Trump's uncle John Trump purported relationship with Nikola Tesla. Now a series of books published over a century ago is receiving attention for its seemingly all too eerie connections to the Trump family. The books, one of which is titled Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, has been discussed on both Reddit and 4chan. Baron Trump's Marvelous Journey and his sequel 1900 and Last President are indeed real books. Explains that freaky accurate Simpsons episode. I want to time travel and get my time back from reading this. That's brutal. Good for you, Sean. You tell him. Okay, you caught us. We had to elect a time-traveling god for president because Democrats in Obama's presidency screwed this country up so severely no one could fix it. LOL. Did it say anything about a wall? These are pretty good. So is everyone out for this man or what? Let him do the job he was elected to do. He should time travel to when he thought putting that terrible hairpiece on was a good idea and burn it instead. Man, let's see. I don't think he's smart enough to be a time traveler, but from the beginning I just imagine Barron wandering through the White House when he finds a secret room where the time machine is hidden, and he figures out how to work it even though his great-grandfather couldn't. And so Barron is actually the traveler. All right. And that's it. That's what I kind of wanted to share. A little bit lighter. Kind of stupid, but you know, whatever. It was fun. I think that's going to be probably be the new thing there. I like reading those comments, man. You know what the best thing to do? It's like go into these veteran groups and like read some of the crazy stupid shit that they post in there and then like read the comments. I think one of the funniest things I've ever seen from one of those is that someone was talking about General Mattis, and so one guy responded and said, why don't you get your ass outside, walk up to a tree, and beg the tree for your forgiveness for stealing oxygen, for stealing its oxygen. I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, that's probably going to be my new thing from now on. We'll see. We're going to work on that one. All right. Now, before we move on from the Trump, got a little bit of fun there. Hope you enjoyed it. DHS purge is going on. From what I read, I think it's like 12 or 14 people have been kind of cleaned out of the Department of Homeland Security. President Trump not completely satisfied with the job that's being done by the Department of Homeland Security and how the entire situation with the border is being handled. You know, I covered that yesterday. You know, it's going to be a continuing thing. I actually foresee this one coming on and continuing on for the next few weeks. No, until we see the next bullshit that comes from the House about, you know, what the Dems are going to do, and what they want to do, what AOC is going to complain about, you know. So I want to know what your guys' opinion is, you know, on the subject so far. if you guys want to leave a comment, go ahead and try to, and DM me, whichever. Hey, share your comments, share your thoughts, your opinions. Am I full of shit? Am I not? Someone want to disprove this conspiracy theory of time-traveling Baron and and all that other stuff? It'd be interesting to know. All right, so more news on the university scandal. All right, let's see what we got here. University scandal. Reportedly, Felicity Huffman and 12 others have pled guilty to this, fraudulent university entrance that came out last month. Everyone was kind of shocked about it. And I've been saying that this has been a practice for a long time. If mommy and daddy or daddy had bought a new library for the University of Harvard, who do you think's going to get into Harvard? Yeah, the kids, right? So this has not been a big surprise. It's been a common thing. But it just comes to light because this was investigated. Facts were brought out. The facts were brought to the American people. Now we see it. Now we can understand it. Now we recognize that it's not just a myth, but this is solid fact. That children of rich, famous people could get into any university they want because their parents can cut them a check. One guy been pocketing millions of dollars. I think it was maybe he got 1.3 million, but let's just say millions of dollars because it's not just him. It's probably a lot of other people pocketing millions of dollars to fraudulently scam the SAT scores, to put them in the, athletic teams so that they can get scholarships or, get entrance because they're needed for the team when they haven't even done the sport at all. And, is really starting to separate the elite from the rest of America. And people get to really see on how that privilege works of being rich. It's something that I brought up before is that economic privilege, I feel, is the stronger force of privilege in this country and the world. If you got the almighty dollar, you can get a lot in your way, in your favor. Now, like I said, Felicity Huffman and 12 others have pled guilty so far to the university entrance fraud that had many people arrested, like 50, probably more. And after it was found that their children of rich and famous people were paying the man to scam their children into being accepted into top-tier universities around the United States, like Yale, USC, Georgetown, And as everyone knows or may not know, Lori Loughlin and her husband, they were ones that were arrested. She was removed off of Fuller House on Netflix after this incident. And they allegedly had given $500,000 to try to get their daughter into USC. And as I heard from someone else, and I listened to a lot of different conservative podcasts, why would someone that's rich pay so much for their rich child that's already making money off of YouTube into USC? Well, and I was saying, it's Ben Shapiro that said this, and I wholeheartedly agree with what he said. What is the point of getting into a major university or in higher education? Certification and social connections, basically social networking. And let's not confuse it with actual social networks, but social media, social networks. Is to get the certification to say, hey, I went to Yale, or I went to Harvard, or I went to USC, I studied whatever the hell, it doesn't even fucking matter if I even learned anything or not. But just to have that paper of saying I graduated from this university, it holds weight all in itself. And the second thing is that you get to meet people who can get you that job that you're looking for, who can set you up for success, that you can network into rich living or whatever it is. Powerful politicians, rich and stuff like that. Those are the kind of people that you can network with when you go into a major university, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. That's why I don't think she's not getting accepted to USC now. Excuse me. Now, universities around the United States are conducting their individual investigations, to determine which students had entered fraudulently and had bribed whoever to get into the university. And now some of the schools are finding that there are some students that were aware of the practices being done and are being removed from the university and getting kicked out of school. And it's like, saw that coming. It's a fucked up situation altogether, and it's a prime example of, like I said, economic privilege, man. There's many people out there that work hard every day, single mothers, single parents, I should just say, and, that they have 2-3 jobs, working Uber at night while they have a day job, trying to go to school, trying to get into that university, and only to get bumped down or bumped off the list because someone had paid more money than them. It's not fair to the system, and it should be recognized and really cracked down upon. Now, I'm sure, I can almost guarantee that there are so many more people involved in this entire scandal. So many more that you wouldn't even imagine. You think 50 people? 60? You think even 100 is out of the question? No. Probably every major university in this country has someone scamming, taking money from somewhere, and getting students in. I'm sure of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be proven wrong, but I don't think so. Now, I don't know what kind of punishment that Huffman will receive. As a matter of fact, I think it might have just gotten put out. I saw something about it just now. Laughlin, 15 others indicted on new charge in college case. Oh, so this was Laughlin, not Huffman. New charges Tuesday. A second superseding indictment with conspiring to commit fraud and money laundering. Wow. Well, that kind of sucks. Now, from my understanding, is that Huffman may receive something far less in a punishment, because from my understanding, she spent far less than $500,000 in her bribe, which I think it may have been 13, I don't know exactly how much it was offhand, but I do know the $500,000. Now, that's big money, and I do know that the bond, when both Lori Laughlin and Huffman got arrested, Lori Laughlin had like a $1.2 million bond, while Huffman had far less bond than that. So I don't think they're getting charged with the same crimes, or they're getting indicted with the same crimes or the same charges. One is definitely in far more trouble than the other, probably based upon the amount of money that was spent to get their children, or try to get their child into USC or in the university. But we will see. We will see how it all panders through. Last bit. Michael Cohen. Seems like his usefulness for the feds is getting a little bit used up. Getting a little dry. Every so often he says, "Oh, I got some new evidence. I got some new incriminating stuff. Don't put me in jail for 13 years, please. I'll tell you that Trump did this, and I'll tell you that his camera is doing that. New shit, Well, when he's supposed to be forward and upcoming with all the truth from the beginning, I think the feds are starting to see that this guy is probably full of shit and trying to weasel his way out of going to jail for a long time. It's another cat and mouse game. It's just a mess all around. But, it seems like the feds are starting to understand that this guy's full of shit and that they need to move on. Well, hey, put him behind the bars, baby. Goodbye and salutations. Yeah. Well, a little bit of a shorter episode today. That's all right. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard. We'll be doing an instant replay of this episode at 12:15, so in about 20 minutes. I'll have that up and running live on Facebook, on my Facebook page. So in case you missed the last part of the show, or the beginning, whatever part it is, you can watch the whole thing again. Also, this is of course going to be uploaded on the YouTube, onto my channel. So, would love it if you guys would like to subscribe to my channel. That way you can get the updates, all the current events, all my newest videos, and you guys get alerts of when that happens, so you don't miss a thing. And I hope everyone enjoys the show. And again, thank you, every single one of you that come in to watch. My great friend Matthew Bigelow that came in today, thank you. Special shout out to you. Been a long time, brother. Miss you and love you. Hey, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And I hope that everyone has a great rest of the week. I will see you all again tomorrow, same time. And then we'll probably going to be getting on live again on Friday night after Wednesday. So we're trying to do 4 days out of the week. Stay tuned. I'll make sure that I put on a schedule so that way you guys can see it. And we'll get some new material, all depending on what's happening in the world today. But we will get some topics running about military news. Oh, I do have a good idea for tomorrow. I'll make sure I won't forget it. I'm going to write them down. And I'll make up. And thank you again for everyone trying to be so flexible with my crazy schedule right now. I know that I've been a little late on the last 2 days. But hey, we're working on the finer details here. So I'll make sure that everything gets better. And thank you again.